Hello, everyone. I'm Jean-Claude BeyondMystic, and welcome to this deep woo-woo episode entitled Galactic Tarot with our girl Ashley. You can find her work at Ashley Sage Esoterics here on YouTube and also on her Instagram at sage.ism. Ashley, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me again.
I'm excited to have you. So we had a little bit of a technical issue before we started. What's going on, Ashley?
Oh my God, I have no idea. I wish I knew what was going on. I think the internet is just crapping out on everybody right now.
Yeah, just weird energies from space, maybe. Who knows?
Right? I just give up. I just go with the flow.
Just go with the flow.
Yeah, pretty much.
Speaking of going with the flow, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us here on this live interactive show tonight. If you have questions for Ashley, please put them in high caps here in the live chat. We'll try to get a few questions from the live chats again here tonight. And also, of course, tips are appreciated. Let me bring up our PayPal tip jar for the evening. And of course, we are simulcasting on Janine's Sending Raven with her blessings. So thank you so much, Janine, for helping us boost the show here tonight. Ashley, let me ask you, did you have a chance to read all of the amazing and incredible comments from our last show?
I only
ahead.
got through half of them because it was so many. It was so beautiful. Everybody's so sweet and kind.
Yeah, it was really cool. There's a lot of love in the chat, and so far already since we started. Yeah. So how was your experience the first time on the show? Share with the audience here what you thought.
It was great. I had a great time. Everybody's questions were so great. I've had a chance to read some of the people that have already seen the show, which was great. Interesting questions, getting deep into everybody's deep woo-woo, I guess you could call it, and talking about so many interesting things. It's just like it's blowing my mind. It's great.
So you found your home.
Yeah. And everybody found a safe place to ask these weird questions. So it's great.
Weird questions. All right.
I love it.
Me too. We had a great time last time, and I thought the show was very dynamic, very fast, very fun. And I really want to thank all the audience for supporting us and doing these episodes. We had a great time doing it. So absolutely fun to be here. And happy Thanksgiving to all of our American friends watching.
Yep, it's today. Everybody's enjoying some good food.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
and a nice drink or two, maybe.
Yes, nice glass of wine always helps.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's start with a little bit of woo as we wait for all these amazing questions to come in here. Okay. What are your thoughts, or what can we glean from the cards here on all of this predictive programming we've been seeing over the last couple of weeks and months here about the final departure of Madame Queen Bee here herself? First of all, your personal thoughts, and then we can pull some cards here to maybe get a timeline, get an idea as to what's really going on behind the scenes. Has she already left? There's a lot to ask here. I'm sure the audience is very curious.
Well, personally, I believe she's already gone. That's just me. And there's all this community that everybody's become a big part of. We all know the situation of what's going on with the royals and all this stuff. You know, we all know they're awful and everything they do. All this, this is Toad, guys. He loves being on camera, as you can tell.
Hello.
But with all this predictive programming, this is waking up everybody else really slowly, which most people do need, because it would be quite shocking to find out all these things. So as long as they can get rid of that predictive programming slowly, it helps more of these people the sleepers, wake up gently. So at this point, I'm pretty used to seeing all this like predictive programming going on. Right? Okay. That's my personal view.
Okay, very good. Well, let's ask the cards the first question. Is she in fact already gone? I'm curious to see what you'll pull on that. And then we can ask maybe a second question would be what the timing is going to be for us to actually hear this announcement that they're all leading up to here very soon.
Okay.
So first one, is she actually gone already?
Right.
My dog's going crazy because he thinks the cat's in the house. She's like, where's that cat coming from? You should see her. She's going.
Oh my God.
Okay, jump up. Easy. All right. Good girl. Sit. All right. If she starts barking, you'll know why. I'll put the microphone on mute.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'll have to put him outside. Okay, so we got the Queen of Wands with the Eight of Swords. This is interesting. So depending on what everybody believes, her body is definitely not around. It's gone. I think the entity, let's call it the being that possessed her or was part of her, whatever we want to call it, I think that's been captured. Potentially do an intergalactic time, let's call it.
Okay.
Yeah, because I got the 8 and the Queen. So it's like not the best cards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And for timing, let's see when they're going to actually announce this. Ooh, okay. I got the 3 of Wands and the 2 of Pentacles. Let's say like the next 2-3 weeks, maybe. Max a month.
Could it be 2 days? Could it be this weekend too? Or it's a little bit later?
What do you think? Let's see.
Yeah.
No, I think they're going to wait a little bit longer.
Yeah?
Yeah, who knows?
Around Christmas maybe, or just before.
Are you feeling this weekend?
I'm feeling something jittery this weekend. I was talking to Janine earlier today too, and we were saying, yeah, it feels like the whole planet's on limbo, just on the edge of something right now. So I feel like something has to move this weekend. Could be finances, could be something else. Who knows at this point? But it just feels like we can't stay on that limbo too much longer. Something's got to give somewhere. I doubt the whole situation is going to linger for another 4 or 5 weeks. So they might start these domino effects here. So we're all wondering, well, is the Queen coming first? Is the financial reset coming first?
Yeah.
As a major, maybe revealing from the Epstein Maxwell trial that's going on right now going to be first? Who knows?
Yeah, because they start on Monday. So who knows? And there definitely is a big shift going on right now universally all over the globe. So everybody's feeling it. We had that eclipse last week and the full moon. And then I don't know if anybody follows the Schumann resonance, but that's been off the charts. So if you've been feeling a little off lately, a little weird, I think it's everybody. Everybody's been shifting hugely.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, our first question here tonight in the PayPal tip jar, Sharon, she's saying, thanks for all you do. Why do I feel like such a misfit? Hey, welcome to the club. And why, by the way, my ears are ringing off the walls. Yeah, a lot of people are seeing that as of late too. Could be something increased during the eclipse time too for a lot of people. I've been getting a lot of reports by email. So, okay. What's up with Sharon here? Where is she from? Why is she such a misfit into this particular matrix we find ourselves in?
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this. All right. We've got some really good cards here, Sharon. I like your energy. So in the past, we have the Ace of Pentacles, and then we have the Sun currently right now with the 5 of Swords next to it. So I have this feeling that you just haven't met the people you're supposed to meet right now, because we have this Hermit coming up in the future with the 10 of Pentacles right here. So I have a feeling if you do a little bit of soul work, you're going to meet some really good people coming up. Some people that really resonate. She just hasn't met people that understand her. You might be in the wrong city too. Might be time for a move. Right? That happens lots. And there's going to be a lot of people meeting their like soul tribes lately. And the ears ringing thing is usually ascension symptoms lately. So if you're not in touch with your spirituality, get in touch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you a question with respect to Sharon. Is it because she's not seeing them or they're not seeing her? There's like a frequency mismatch. I'm curious which way it's going. I remember this wise elder, I forget which tribe it was, here in Canada, and he said it's like walking on a path. You might see a nice rock, but you're going to walk right by that rock, not knowing that that rock is perhaps some entity very important to you. So if you're just out of phase, you will see a rock as opposed to seeing this gorgeous person or entity that is aligned with your soul mission. And sometimes it's just like a hair's breadth of a frequency away from you seeing what that rock actually is on your path. So is it Sharon who's seeing rocks, or is it the rocks who are not seeing Sharon? What's going on?
It goes both ways with that one.
Okay.
Right? Because if we're vibrating at a different frequency, we're over here, and then who we're supposed to meet is up here, like just enough, we won't see each other. Right? So learning how to vibrate, especially if our ears are ringing constantly, you have to line those chakras and center your energy and get where you're supposed to be, right? Breaking out of the matrix in 3D is really hard for a lot of people, right? There's a lot of things we got to get rid of, old patterns, old habits. Right? Good. So it goes both ways. Sometimes the people you're supposed to meet aren't even vibrating where they should be either.
Okay, really cool. All right, the next one is from Jennifer McNair. Hi, Ashley and JC. Really loved the last show. Lots of weird experiences have happened to me in the last couple of months. When I sing, I can get really clear downloads after with tarot, and I'm connecting to spirit directly when I'm doing. Oh, am I connecting directly with spirit when I do this? So when she's singing, where are these downloads coming from? That's what she's alluding to.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah, thank you, Jennifer.
Okay. She's like, it's a little bit of both. I feel like she's getting it from source and from her higher self, which is great because our higher selves know a lot as well. Going right to source is great, but getting messages from her higher self for herself is great. I feel like it's a little bit of both. And I have a feeling she's questioning it a little bit. So if you are, don't bring yourself out of this little, like, maybe I'm not getting the right answers, because you definitely are. Singing is a way of definitely connecting with the higher manifestations, the higher frequencies, the higher planes of existence, whatever you want to call it, right? So it gets you in tune with those higher frequencies, right? And singing vibrates your entire body to get connected. So I love it.
Cool. And for a lot of people, like, they use crystals, right? They'll use like a crystal and they say, okay, this is my amplifier stone, and I put my meditation towards it, or my my connection or my questions through it, and I get a clearer answer. And we usually teach people, well, okay, that's really cool to start with, but eventually you don't want to have any béquilles in French, how do you say that? Crutches. You want to be able to make that connection without going through all of these ceremonious steps for some people. So for Jennifer, how does she connect to that without, maybe by bypassing singing? Singing is cool and all that, but maybe sometimes it's not appropriate to be singing out loud or whatever event you're at, right? So how can she maybe connect to that same frequency without singing? Is that something that we can answer or can ask the cards for?
It's going to take her a little bit of time and a little bit of practice. I feel like she has to harness in on this first.
Okay.
Because like I said, with the singing, it's raising her vibration, raising her frequency. So once her frequency is a little bit higher, she can connect to that without having to sing. Singing's great. You can keep doing that, you know, and sing when you're doing your own stuff. But out in public, I completely understand. You probably don't want to be belting out tunes everywhere you go just to get answers. But when she gets to that frequency that she's comfortable sitting in, because sitting in a higher frequency is a lot of work. Right? It feels itchy, scratchy when you first get there. Right. So until she gets used to being in that higher frequency and staying there, do all the singing you got to do.
Okay, very good. Do you feel like taking a political kind of question, outcome of a character maybe being served by court documents? Do you want to talk about that? Okay, let's get there. Oh, I love it too. And the person's helping me on how to pronounce the name because I think I keep butchering it. So this is from my Insider Access Pass Discord. Thank you so much, everyone, for supporting us there. Sarvasaha is the name. Okay, we have heard that Daniel Andrews, the Premier of Victoria, Australia, has been served with court press papers for crimes against humanity and treason. This is supposedly due in court on December 19th. Is this real? Now, Janine has previously stated that he would leave office in an unusual way. I remember her saying something to that effect with the cards. Is a conviction in this case that unusual way? So is this the unusual way by which he leaves, or is there something else maybe the cards can give us clarity on?
Okay.
Great question. Sarvasaha. I think I got it right.
This is interesting because it seems like I don't know if this correlates with Janine. I haven't seen that one yet, but do we know if he's even still in office? Because I have a feeling that these court papers are just part of the big show.
Could be. So far,
kind of looks like it.
Yeah. So far, the show is still running over there. He had said that he wasn't stepping down. We had what was the other one? South Wales, the premier and deputy premier of South Wales stepped back a couple of weeks ago on this investigation. But he said he would be sticking on. So that's why people are asking. Okay.
I'm sure it's like our prime minister here, right? Mm-hmm. Is he actually still around? Who knows?
Right.
Yeah, it kind of feels like so yeah, he's definitely going to be leaving in a weird way, and I feel like this is just kind of like a nice little show just to make it look good enough for him to leave office.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so this is kind of like the legit legal way, but there's another way maybe brewing in the background, you're saying. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, live chat, Siobhan, could you please ask the cards if certain blood types could be more affected by the thingy going around the world?
Okay.
Let's reverse that. Are there some blood types that are not affected by all of this? A lot of people are suggesting that perhaps because some of these negative actors are using RH negative vehicles, that perhaps those vehicles are not affected by this thing going around. Is that possible?
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Great question, Siobhan.
Yeah, I don't think I've been asked that one in all this stuff, so it's kind of nice. Well, there are definitely blood types that are immune to it. Let's say this, because this is our like family card, ancient bloodline type deal. So it's definitely true. I feel like there's 3 that are a little bit more susceptible. And if we go back to what those 3 might be, that could be like the ABs and the A's and the B's.
On the positive side, if that makes sense, because we have the ABs on the negative side too. So the 3s, I'm trying to see where that could lead. What the 3 main blood groups? Okay.
Well, because there's O's and RHs, right?
Well, the RH is negative is across all the boards. So you're either O, A, B, or B, either positive or negative, right? Mm-hmm. Whether you have the rhesus monkey gene inside or not. Wow. Okay. That's where it's from, actually. Rhesus monkey.
I love it.
Yeah, we could do a whole show on that one. Okay. So there is something having to do with some of these blood types maybe not.
Yeah, it kind of looks like the negative blood types have a little bit more time stabilizing, but that could just be nutrition-wise as well. So they could be a little bit more like more susceptible to colds and viruses. Period.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Interesting. All right. Let me see here.
Interesting.
Yeah, Jennifer Libby. Okay, let me bring this one back up. PayPal card. Let me see if we can zoom that in the middle. Hold on. Let me remove this one here. Okay. Hi, Ashley. Could you answer cards what my abductions as a child/teen were about? I remember bits, but not sure what the purpose was. Thank you. Love you all. Bonus question. What are my abductions about? Summer 2020. Wow, and recently. Okay, she's got a lot of abductions. Let's start with the child ones. What were they about for Jennifer Libby? What was going on there?
Interesting. I would love to know more because this question is quite in depth, but I have a feeling like most of them were intercepted. And I'm not too worried about it. I think they were scarier when they were happening, but I don't think she should really be worried about it. I think these were just like, I believe like some of them were nefarious because we got our beautiful card up here, but they were intercepted by the good, which is interesting.
Okay.
Which is it? Yeah. There's only so much I can get because I need a little bit more information, but it doesn't look like anything really bad happened to her. I think they were just kind of scarier. Like remembering certain things can be scary, right?
Right. And so that would be the child part. Let's move forward now to summer of 2020. Still the same gang, or maybe a whole new bunch of characters abducting her in 2020? Do you want to pull another card or two?
That one was a good one. So we're good. So the same people that were rescuing her when she was little are doing it again.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So she might want to tap into her higher self a little bit more, get more in touch spiritually, and then she can kind of figure out why this was happening. You can easily get more information as soon as you get more in touch with yourself spiritually, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There might be some interesting secrets she can unfold with these ones.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Let's take a turn towards the economy. I know a lot of people book sessions with you to find out about their finances. This was on Zero Hedge this morning. Yeah. Bitcoin is the single best shot at achieving liberty in our lifetime. What's the common denominator, before you pull cards here, on some of these clients that you and Janine have been reading over the last number of years and seeing that they were going to have this, I guess the word she was saying is windfall or huge fortunes sometime here in the time frame that we're sitting at now? What was the common denominator for all those people? And then we'll ask the cards a little bit more follow-up questions.
So we want to know what the common denominator was for Bitcoin?
No, for the people who, Janine kept telling me that for some reason you guys were pulling cards on a lot of people and they all had this big windfall at some point, like huge fortune reversals. And I was asking Janine, what was the common denominator for all of these people? So do you remember if there was a thread that you can pull through from these clients, those who had this in their cards, that they would suddenly have this windfall of fortunes?
Okay. I always think it's so funny when we talk about money, and I never get any pentacle cards because the pentacle cards are usually money.
Mm-hmm.
But this one is intriguing because we live in, like, the system we're living in right now. This is our past card, and this is our present card, and this is our Eight of Wands, which is our quantum leap card. So this is definitely having to do with the QFS and the financial reset, because it's really going to change everybody's outcome, right? The way we live right now just isn't going to exist going forward, because we're building a new one. So I don't know if Bitcoin is that one sole thing. Bitcoin's great. I can see the pluses in it, which is fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it definitely has to do with a financial reset, which is going to make a lot of these countries that have like very low income kind of boost their profits and be able to live like these proper lives that they've been, haven't been able to live. Right?
Yeah.
This is interesting.
Okay. And well, let's ask about Bitcoin itself. Do you see another major bump in the road here anytime soon? There's a lot of predictions out there, like Max Kaiser, who was talking about maybe 200,000, 224,000 Bitcoin, I think is his target here, one of the next big ones. Are we going to see that anytime soon? Do we have big bumps and big retracements before that? What can we store here for people who are holding Bitcoin, let's say in the time frame of the next 3 or 4 months?
Do we want to do just Bitcoin or all of crypto?
Just Bitcoin for now. Yeah. Seeing as, again, this is why this article was put up here as one of those escape valves. I know we're talking about blockchain technology really as the escape valve to all of this money printing and fake fiat. But let's stick with Bitcoin for just a moment here. A lot of people are interested.
Do you want to pick 1, 2, or 3?
3 for me.
Okay. Okay, first off, we got the Ace of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles, which makes sense because Bitcoin is like the OG crypto, is it not?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's the original. And we have the Sun in the past. So it has done some really good things. And people have made quite a bit of money off of it. But unfortunately, we have our nefarious friend here presently. So something's about to happen. Something's about to switch. And then it goes into a period where I don't think it's going to be as the same anymore. This is our future card. So we got the Sun. So it's moving into a very unfamiliar place. Not where it's been. It's going into a new place. So if it's been doing quite well, I don't think it's going to do the best. Because then we have the 3 and the Fool. So we have the 3 of Swords and then the Fool right next to it. So as our clarifiers. So I give it at least, because this is the Swords, I give it at least like 3 weeks. And I don't think it's going to do as good as we think it is.
Okay. There's a lot of people who thought that there would be a big retracement in December. So that could be what you're picking up there. And then maybe a big catapult again next year after that. But after that, too, it would be hard to understand because we might have this weird inflationary process where people are no longer referring to prices of goods in dollars, but instead in Bitcoin or other cryptos or maybe even silver. So we're going to have to relearn how we value things. And we might not be talking about dollars here very soon. So that could be what you're saying. Okay.
And this could even be that Bitcoin just doesn't do as good as it has been, right? It's making way for all these other type of quantum crypto finance, right?
Well, there's also a bunch of forks in Bitcoin as well. And a lot of people think that Bitcoin Cash is a lot closer to the original vision of Satoshi Nakamoto, and that might actually overtake the original Bitcoin as a means of exchange and store of wealth and all that stuff. So who knows? There's a lot happening there as well. Speaking of finance, Bella is asking on the chat here, actually, where do you see silver by Christmas? This one here, of course, clarifies in the chat. I saw him a little bit earlier. His Webbot data had been predicting for a number of years now that we would get to this crazy period of time, which we're in now with the food riots and all these other temporal markers. And that would lead us the way to this $600 per ounce silver around Christmas, or at least around Christmas, people would be discussing generational wealth, those who are holding silver. So do you see right now silver moving maybe dramatically or rapidly, as Janine said last night or the night before here, by the end of the year?
Okay, so we're going from the Knight of Swords to the King of Swords. So definitely the structure of it increases, which is it's potentially its value, how it's used across the world, how we look at it, how we see it, how we use it, right? It's increasing because it's going from a Knight to this King. Currently, right now, though, we have this 10 of Wands. Do you follow its worth on the stock market? Do you not?
You're breaking up a little bit, Ashley. Say that again.
Oh, do you follow what the value of silver is worth right now?
Yeah, it's at 23.5, I believe, here today still, or somewhere.
Okay.
Let me bring
Has it gone down? Has it gone up?
Well, it went down just on Tuesday. We were at options expiry on the COMEX, and we were expecting a pullback on Tuesday so that they could cover their shorts, so to speak. But everything they threw at it really brought the price down maybe $1 and $1.50, not as much as they wanted to. So now we're standing at this position where everybody was basically buying the dip and weren't believing the hype that silver was going down here on Tuesday. So we're kind of now flat here, but there's a huge pent-up energy here, I believe, moving forward. We are in this historical cup and handle formation. So,
okay.
Yeah,
I just wanted to ask, because it looks like it's not doing so well right now, but because it's a wand, it's just temporary. We're going into this 2 of Cups, and then we have the 6 of Cups going up with the 7. So with the 6 and the 7 next to it, it looks like it's going to start overflowing. It's going to be worth way more than we think.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Very good. Makes sense. That's what everybody's picking up something to that effect, and also to the effect that when perhaps some of this nefarious trafficking stuff comes out, that is also intrinsically tied to some of the manipulation. And once that manipulation breaks down, suddenly we have the price let loose, and all of that pent-up energy really explodes to the upside. So that's where we're kind of standing right now. Fascinating. Okay. Next question. It's a cool one. Let's try to tackle this one from Allison. Let me see if I can bring this up. Hi, JC. Ashley, can you tell me what kind of alien my ex-husband, Harry, is? And is he aware he's a shapeshifter? Big galactic thanks. Ashley, I love that question. Is he aware he's a shapeshifter? And what kind of alien is he? All right.
Okay. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at this X. Well, he definitely knows it. He knows he's a shapeshifter. We have our Ace of Pentacles here, so he's definitely aware of it, which is kind of cool. I have the Star in between, so he's definitely not from here. I don't think it doesn't even feel like he stays here very often. I don't know if she stays in contact with his ex, but I don't know if she's noticed that his personality has kind of changed, because I feel like whoever that was doesn't exist anymore, but he's still around, if you get my drift. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
I feel like he's not here anymore. So whoever that was doesn't exist, but there's still somebody there.
Right. And they're wearing an Edgar suit.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Right. A hairy suit.
A hairy suit. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
Wow. All right. Man. Okay, we told you it was the Galactic Tarot, and of course mixed in with some woo. So there you go. Hey, a bunch of people in chat are asking me to follow up on Bitcoin and ask you about XRP. What is going on with XRP here? Let's say in the next 2-3 months.
Okay.
Curious to see what your cards pick up. JC, ask her about XRP. All right, there you go, Rod. Oh my God, there's a lot of people asking about different cryptos. I mean, we could do a 4-hour show if I ask all those questions.
Oh my God. Crypto
but okay.
I think everybody's worried about it. But it's a huge fluctuating market, so I completely understand. You don't want to lose money.
Well, it's a brand new world that we're all moving into, a different economy. So, of course, a lot of attention is being focused there. I'll try to get a few more in, guys. And there's a few more personal questions also that I need to get to here. So don't worry.
So definitely XRP looks good. I like it. It's going forward. It will be building. It's definitely building a nice foundation. It's coming from a good place because we have this 10 here and with our Empress. So it's definitely going somewhere and it's building. It's getting better than what it was. So I don't know if XRP has a good weight right now in the market, but it looks like it's going to get better.
It's been in trouble all year because of this SEC lawsuit. And a lot of people were predicting that perhaps this lawsuit would suddenly go away. Psychic Michelle White Dove was on that page. Janine was also pulling cards. Every time we ask her about XRP, she says, oh, it's about to go out of troubled waters, I think is the card she picks. And huge fortunes after that. So we're still kind of in that wait period. But eventually,
it definitely looks like it's getting better. But it just has to battle this little thing. So give it another 2 months.
Okay.
Right. And I know a lot of the cryptos were moving over to the quantum financial system. So I'm sure that switchover has been a gong show for a long time.
Okay. And 2 months, that's interesting too, because I think 222, like maybe February 22, my buddy Joe was plugging on these numbers. So he was looking at maybe end of January, beginning of February here, some moves there as well. And that, like, there's a whole story around 222. But that's interesting. Okay. All right, so that answers that one. I'll come back to crypto, guys. Let me get a few more questions in here first. Let me see here if I can bring up Karen Klein Loki. Will I find love again? I am a healer, and I lost my husband this year. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Karen. So will Karen find love again? Karen Klein.
Oh, I love questions like this. Love is kind of my favorite right now.
Mm-hmm. No, Allison Wagner says, thank you, you nailed it. I'm guessing you're talking about her shape-shifting husband wearing a hairy suit. Okay, very good.
Hairy suit, yeah. All right. So Karen will definitely be able to find love again. Love is always in the air for the universe. They love it when we're in love. They love it. They absolutely do. But she's got a little bit of work to do. She's got some pain to work through, some grieving, right? Human emotions, so that she can be ready for the next one. So she's still doing it. She's got a little bit more work to do, and then just to sit and figure out what she wants next for her next relationship. Because every time we meet a great love, we've expanded so much, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our qualifications for our next partner are always changing. And I think she's gonna have some fun figuring those out, is what it looks like.
Mm-hmm. Kimmy Moore saying, JC, I just logged on and Ashley's photo is not clear. I know there's something weird with our connection tonight. We were trying to fix that before the show, and it was either we cancel or we go ahead and we at least listen to Ashley. So we're doing our best, but it has nothing to do with the camera. It's the connection over there, Kimmy. Sorry about that, but that's the that's basically how it goes here doing live on YouTube. Okay, my next question is from Jenny. Let me see here if I can get this. JC, simple question. Okay. I was wondering if you can ask Ashley why I always, since I was a little girl, looked up to the stars. No one ever told me what some of the stars and constellations were, but I always knew certain ones, which I won't say because I want her to read the cards on. Okay. So why was she, Jenny, so drawn to the stars? And is there a particular constellation maybe speaking to her that you can pull here for her? Great question, Jenny. Thank you. And Trish Radar says, your cat is beautiful, Ashley.
He's a spoiled little baby. Okay, we have the Eight of Cups with the Queen of Wands here, which is quite interesting. And we have a Fool in between. I don't know if she's quite aware of it, but I have a feeling she probably can astral travel, and she's probably been there. Is why she's so fascinated with this place. She probably used to go as a kid, but I have a feeling she's going to be able to actually travel there at some point. Right? Maybe remember it. I don't know if she is astral traveling. I've got the Star and the King of Swords, which is interesting. Because we have to remember certain constellations actually have planets in there that we don't know about, right? Even though they say they're stars, some of them actually have planets there. Is that too far? Is that too woo?
No, that's great. I'm wondering what she would say to that. Now, why do you think that particular constellation is calling her and she's visiting there? She's from there? Is she closer to that soul group family? Is there maybe a mission that she's called upon for this lifetime? What do you think?
It's like that's where her family is, so she's probably from there. Yeah.
Okay.
So our souls can travel. Sometimes our human selves won't remember, but if our souls are traveling there, you're probably connected to that area, and so whenever she sees it, she probably feels like she's at home. Probably gives her comfort here on Earth.
And I'm wondering, okay, what could you recommend maybe for her if she's already astral traveling but not maybe aware of it? Is there any books, any techniques that you would recommend to Jenny to maybe increase that ability to do astral travel but being cognizant of it? What would you say to her? I think we just, oh, there you go. You seem to be back, but I can't hear you, Ashley. Say something. Hello? Hello, Ashley? Ashley, if you can hear me, maybe just leave the studio button, close your app, and come back in. I think, guys, okay, we just lost Ashley. Yeah, she's got a very weird, poor connection here tonight. So hopefully we can salvage this and bring her back on here. Hold on a second.
Oh my goodness. Could we ask for any more trouble today?
Okay, you're back. Did you hear my last question? Were you pulling cards already? You were frozen on the screen.
No, I heard it about her getting in touch with
astral travel, how she
her astral travel.
Increase,
okay.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of practicing this. I don't do a lot of like astral travel personally. It's almost a little bit too much for me. But it's just a matter of practicing it and getting familiar with that meditative state. It's a type of meditation. So once you get your body into that meditative state, you can kind of do anything, right? So just imagine, like, there's a bunch of like videos on YouTube, and I know you can find them, about almost like self-hypnosis or getting into the astral travel. So it's a really good time to practice it. It's about practicing, because it's like a muscle, you know?
Yeah.
You go to work out once, you're gonna feel sore. So, but you know, by the 10th time you work out, those muscles feel better.
Okay.
So any type of spiritual practice, like astral travel or soul travel or lucid dreaming, is something you just have to practice and practice and practice until your body gets used to it.
Okay. All right. Jenny, I hope that helps. Thank you so much. Jim, let me see here. Jim's asking about his family members. Oh, this is interesting because there's a video making the rounds, and I think perhaps our friend Cliff High was just put in Twitter jail for putting this video around. This was about a nurse explaining some of the different codes in the different batches, knowing full well that there are maybe some that are not, let's say, as potent as others. And I won't even say the word that's on the screen here, just in case.
Okay.
So Jim is asking, Ashley, my son and fiance live in California. Both of them took the poke. Did they receive one of those lesser potent versions? I guess that's the best way we can navigate this one. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate that.
Okay. I feel like his son is doing good, but there might be some kind of complication with his wife. It doesn't look severe, though. There's going to be something as simple as like headaches, migraines, vertigo, something like that.
Okay. So maybe look at different protocols to remove some of the, I'll just say, toxins here.
Herbal cleanses. Herbs are like a big thing to get rid of all this stuff. So look into all the herbal stuff. I know there's pine needle tea people are into. There's so many different types of herbs you can do. And drinking that herb tea twice a day does wonders.
Okay.
And it just draws all of it out. Heavy metal flushes are a big one. Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah. But it doesn't look like anybody's leaving the earth plane. Let's just say that, okay?
Okay. That's very good news. Thank you.
Yeah, they both look fine. It's just like his wife might have some inconveniences.
Maybe also go check with a D-dimer test to see if there's any micro blood clots. Also, something to think about. Okay. Next question. Let me see if I can pull this one here. Hold on. Let me go back to the Insider Access Pass. Folks, Natty is very curious about Natty, I guess a girl, her DNA. Okay, so she's asking about whether or not her DNA has been upgraded since the eclipse. She's feeling something different. Natty, has my DNA been upgraded since the eclipse? I've been very drained and sleep a lot. Quite a few people actually kind of saying the same thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, welcome to the club, myself included.
Yeah. So let's ask Natty specifically, and I think she had something else earlier. Anything special about my DNA? Any special abilities I have embedded in it? Okay. So yeah, let's general question about what's going on with their DNA, and if there are upgrades, what are they? Jim says, thank you, JC. Thank you, Jim.
Okay, so we got the Ace of Wands here. So that's a definite yes, girl. You definitely got some upgrades. So you're tired for a reason, which is great. We'll call them your superpowers. They're going to be coming in. I got the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Swords, though. So give yourself a little bit of time getting used to this, right? Your body needs to readjust to what we've been downloaded, right? I wish they could come in and we wouldn't be tired. But since I can remember every time I get some kind of download, I'm always really tired. I used to get very sick, like I had the flu or a cold or something. Now I'm tired and I need to eat constantly, which is strange. So give yourself a little bit of time. We have the Seven of Wands coming in, and it kind of looks like you have a couple things that are going to be available to you. So it's not like one specific option coming in. So she might start to feel a little bit more empathic. She might start seeing things. She might start understanding things a little bit more. She might have like a little bit of a knowing, let's say, right? So her intuition is going to kick in a little bit more, which is great. We have the Tower and the Four of Wands. It kind of like once you let it flow in, once your body feels comfortable with it coming in, I think it might even happen like overnight with the Tower and the Four. So give it a couple days and it's probably going to kick your butt a little bit, which is kind of cool.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. I remember also when I was going through my Reiki courses, every time we went to these different levels of attunement, my body felt like crap. Like just adjusting to all of that. Yeah, it's a process. Be gentle with your body. Listen to your body.
For sure.
If you need more salt, give it more salt. If you need more sugar, give it more sugar. Like just really pay attention to these little changes and don't fight it.
And don't be afraid to eat, because once your body's once it's changing its frequency and getting able to like hold higher frequencies, you must eat to like at least suffice the human body until we get to a point where I don't know, maybe we won't be able to eat or we need to, but eat so that it can burn and get rid of everything that's old and bring in all the new.
Very good. Yep. Okay, very good. Kimberly Bolkarovic. Kimberly Bolkarovic. Okay, I lost my engagement ring years ago. Did I lose it? Was it stolen from my home? Or did I just put it somewhere not safe? Or did I just put it somewhere safe? Okay. Will I ever see my ring again? Interesting. And Gretchen says, love you, Jenny, and your friends, Ashley and Jean-Claude. Thank you so much. Thank you, Gretchen. Appreciate that. So what do you think? Will she ever see the ring again?
I have a feeling you will. This is interesting. Because we have the Fool card with the High Priestess and the Emperor. So it's almost like it's hidden way too good. It's like you put it somewhere, you were like, I'm never going to lose it here. And then you completely forgot where it was. So it could be in a box, in a box, in a box. So I don't know if you moved it or like put it away to move or put it away to like clean some dishes or do some laundry. And it's like somewhere you're like, man, I looked here like 1,400 times, but it's in somewhere else.
Man, don't you just hate that?
It's, you know what? This happens to me all the time.
That's maddening. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Did I lose your audio? Are you still there?
No, I'm right here.
Okay, cool. All right. Okay. Oh, well, I hope that helps, Kimberly. Oh my God. Well, there's a yes there involved. You might find it. Maybe ask before you go to sleep to see if somebody will tell you in dream time, and ask that you remember when you wake up. You never know. Could be interesting. Okay. Last question until, hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can bring this one back on screen here. I just lost the, where did it go? Okay, there you go. Jennifer, last question until my appointment with Ashley. Okay, we'll talk about your appointments and your bookings in a minute here. And she's asking, I've been abducted many times since childhood. How many of 8 were from the reptilians? So can we ask the cards how many of those 8 abductions were from reptilians? I believe this is the same person, Jennifer McNair. We were pulling on her earlier, and she had like the early abductions and then the 2020 abductions. So I think that's
okay. Okay.
Yeah. No wonder you were picking up the bad guys. Yeah. Mm. How many of the 8 were from the reptilians, if any?
Pardon me?
Oh, I'm just repeating her question. How many of the 8
Okay.
abductions were from reptilians, if any at all? Deborah Waters says, JC, you went over my question. I don't know. I'm doing my best, Deborah. A lot of questions in the chat. I didn't mean to. I'm doing my best to pick
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
Okay. So it feels like there was at least 3 of them that were were bad by the reptilians, but they were all intercepted by the good. So just so she knows, like, nothing really bad happened. Most of the time, when they're intercepted, we're okay, right? Yeah, because as scary as it is,
yeah,
most of the time they are intercepted. They don't get a lot of access to
well, perhaps when you do
unless you start consenting.
Perhaps when you do your one-on-one booking too, you'll get into a little bit more detail and you can dive even deeper on that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, fascinating. Okay. Let's speak about that. There's Deborah, I found your question. Well, I'll come back to Deborah, and I also have to ask you about Theta before we go. Before we do that, what's going on with your bookings now? Do you still have room? Where do you want people to contact you? What's going on? I know you're crazy busy.
I'm booking pretty heavily into March already.
Okay.
I do still have the cancellation list. It's huge now. So if you want to get in now.
Okay.
Me and my web designer are still working on a couple things. Our schedules are just completely opposite. So it's kind of fun to, get together that way, which is a gong show. Right. But it's in the works just so that it's just easier to book. The booking app works quite easy, and just go into it, find a service, find a time. And I know there's about half an hour and maybe 45s that are scattered in and around the next couple months. But getting an hour, I know it's booking into March right now.
Okay, so I just put the link here, guys, and it's in the description box below. And I will also pin it to the comments here as soon as we finish our live stream, so you can find it. But this is Ashley's link tree, and you'll find the bookings button there. Now, do you have a coupon code yet, or that's going to be set up when you have your website?
Yeah, we'll set that up when I get the website.
Okay, perfect. All right. So let's go back here to Deborah Waters. Okay, Deborah. She caught me. JC, you went over my question. I'll try. Okay. I've been alone for years. Will my soulmate... Oh, okay. I understand now. Will my soulmate come before I leave this earth plane? That's a good question. Okay. All right. Let's get this one for Deborah. And Ashley, my dog's probably going to go ballistic in a minute or two as Sarah gets home. So if I do go on mute and you see me go dark, just keep rolling with it, okay?
All right, sounds good.
All right. We're running a little bit long because we started late here with our technical
difficulties. So,
yeah. And guys, while you're here, if you like the show, please hit that like button, and please also subscribe to Ashley's YouTube channel here. You can find her at Ashley Sage Esoterics. The links are also in the description box below.
Well, we have 3 aces here, my dear. So that is a big yes.
Big yeah.
So one of the big things I want you to do is get out there. And I know it's hard with COVID and all this stuff. I know it's hard with what's going on right now in this situation with everybody. It's hard to get out. It's hard to meet people. But even online chats, like, people love to meet people in the comments. Figure it out. If we're not learning how to meet people during this time, we're not going to meet people.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Mm-hmm. And I know online stuff, online dating is a big thing as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Try to find something for all us woo people, make a woo app for dating.
Yeah, and speaking about that, I'm trying to find a poster here just to make you laugh. In case you haven't seen it, you might have seen it already. Hold on, I wasn't prepared. You caught me with my pants down, so to speak. But I thought this was absolutely funny about getting out there. Well, these girls are getting out there, of course, and they're looking for. Come on, let me get this out of the way here. There you go. This was from Australia the other day. Looking for unvaxxed, you know what? So unapologetic, saying what they're looking for. And of course, if you're in this chat, you're also probably looking for this particular criteria. Yeah, exactly. I saw so many people post this after I did the show, and they're all on Twitter. Yeah, me too, pretty much. That pretty much sums it up.
Yeah, and I know there's a couple dating apps. I have friends on dating apps. They've been showing me, right? I don't do dating apps personally. It just never works out. Yeah. But there's an unvaxxed option.
Really?
Some of the dating apps already. Yeah, is it vaxxed? If you're vaxxed or unvaxxed? And I was like, wow, interesting.
Well, that's interesting. Again, that was in the WebBot data like a year ago. And then when these girls started this meme, I'm like, wow, okay, it's already here. We know that there's already unvaxxed workers website. So people are recruiting people who didn't take the jab. So, man, could you imagine the sperm banks in a couple of months? Just play this game through a little bit here. Again, somebody had a meme the other day, sperm is the new Bitcoin or something like that. Or unvaxxed sperm is the new Bitcoin. So, yeah. Holy crap.
Oh my God.
Last question on crypto. Somebody was asking earlier. I lost the buffer, but they were asking about Theta. So what kind of cards pull on the future of Theta? Let's play it for the next, let's say 2 months. Let's give it that time window here, between here and the end of the year. Well, that's 1 month really, but yeah. Let's go 2 months. Just overall picture for Theta. I think that was Rob. I think was asking for Theta. Quite a few people actually were asking for Theta. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for the PayPal tip jar. We do our best to answer questions, but we really appreciate it. It's what keeps these show going. A really big thank you to all of you. And thank you so much, everyone, in the Insider Access Pass Discord as well. You guys make it possible for me to be out here all the time.
Interesting. Well, it looks like it's doing decently right now, but we have this 4 of Swords and the 9 of Swords coming up. So I have a feeling it might hit a nice little dip that'll probably ruin, people's faith in it, which it usually happens. When something hits a dip, we kind of get a little emotional about it. But the outcome is the Justice card with the King of Cups.
So that's good at the end? Dip, but then we get justice out of it?
I don't know if it'll explode in the next 2-3 months, because this is the next 2-3 months. So I don't know if you'll see an exponential growth in it, but it'll do good. It's gonna survive. It's not gonna crash. It's not gonna burn. You're not gonna lose a ton of money out of it.
Okay. Or we're asking for these
next year. So 2022 looks like it'll be decent.
Yeah, and of course you and I are asking about these next 2 months, and I think this is the tricky period for a lot of cryptos. So don't take it so negatively, folks. We're expecting, and a lot of even the remote viewers here are looking at maybe making moves very closely here to maybe sidestep some of this weird volatility in crypto here temporarily, and then get back in at some point. So maybe guys, take that as a general warning here. There's a lot of volatility in front of you here. So I think that would be generally well said for all of the cryptos. Okay. Wow. Man, that went fast. Ashley, again, my dog's about to bark. All right, let's wrap this up. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. This was the Galactic Tarot with Ashley. You can find her work, of course, here at Ashley Sage Esoteric on YouTube and also on her Instagram at Sageism. Right. I love you guys. Have a great evening and happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you soon. Au revoir.
Bye, guys.
Bye.